Hey everybody, it is Saturday. You know what that means. A summer Saturday, it is yard sailing time. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. A lot of you recommended I apply sunscreen every couple hours, and kind of feels like, what's the point, you know? Might as well just wear a shirt at that point. Anyways, starting off, just kind of riding towards the Junction area. Figured I'd stop at any yard sales that I saw along the way. That one seemed pretty decent. I bought some cheap jewelry for metal detecting with the nephews. I might plant some of that in the ground. And a bike lock rack holder thing, which I thought might work with Adam's bike. It was free, so, you know. I did give them 50 cents just because they said that their yard sale was for charity. But, I don't know. And yeah, going up Indian Road here, there was a few places doing yard sales. I bought this Minolta camera for $1, which it's missing a film canister holder thing on the inside of it, so it's I guess you can't really use it. I don't know. I'm not really a film camera guy, but for $1, it could be a toy for the nephews, basically. I'm sure they're into this kind of thing. And yeah, got closer to the Junction area. I'm kind of weaving up and down some of the side streets before getting west of Kiel, which is where I think the main neighborhood yard sales are going on. I don't really know. Just kind of biking around, looking for stuff. And I'm seeing some pretty big crowds of people, you know, for a yard sailing event. It was kind of busy. But yeah, there's stuff out here. And yeah, it's just neat looking at the stuff. You never know what you're gonna find, kind of thing. Sometimes people want too much money for their things, which, I don't know, charge whatever you want. I guess you come early, people are gonna ask more. I didn't really stick around in the afternoon to be like, come on, you really want to put this stuff away? Let me just buy it for cheap, kind of thing. Like, these people had like some old rusty wrenches that they wanted like $10 for, which, I don't know. I've got some wrenches at home, but I've been looking for a 14mm wrench. Anyways, yeah, here's some more tools, which I looked at for a bit, and then as soon as I was done looking at it, another guy came over and was like, whoa, look at these tools. Yeah. Big crowd over there, which I got recognized by a guy. He said he's a serial Andrew Quest viewer, which, that's neat. You know, if you want to leave a comment, that'd be cool. I should have asked him what his name was or something, but I don't know. I guess we're both in the yard sailing mode, you know, you gotta look at the stuff. Yeah. Some Mandalorian flamethrower, which I thought Hero might like. He's been pretty into Mandalorian and Grogu, which I don't think they've ever seen the show, but yeah. I also got these rubber boots for $5. That's pretty good. And yeah, I messaged Matt and Megan, and they came out as well. This is like basically their neighborhood, so we rode around for a bit, looked at some of the yard sales. Eventually we got to another spot that seemed pretty busy, so we locked up the bikes and walked around a bit, looking at the junk. Yeah. There's lots of nice dogs out that sometimes you can pet. I bought a captain hat, 25 cents. Matt, he bought a Dick Tracy fanny pack, also 25 cents. What great value, guys. Yeah, sometimes I'm just looking for stuff that would be for a funny gag, you know, like a captain's hat. Like next time we go to the ferry or the island and we ride the ferry, you know, I'm gonna be busting out that captain's hat and being like, let's take a picture. And for 25 cents it'll be worth it. So yeah, we stopped in Hyde Park for a bit, and I used that porta potty. I always thought that there was like real washrooms over by that playground, but it was just like a hot dog concession stand kind of thing. Anyways, today's the first day Megan's ridden a bike in like 8 years or something, so we're enjoying Toronto's biggest bike lane right here, which used to be parking spots, but yeah, I park pretty nice. Anyways, I'm getting kind of tired. Matt and Megan are heading home. I probably, if I wanted the best value, I should have went around now when people are starting to pack up kind of thing, or just leaving stuff on the side of the street, but I was ready to go home and eat some lunch. So, yeah, ate some hot dog salad. That was decent. Watched some Ascendance of a Bookworm. Again, pretty good show. And now I'm heading out. I'm going over to Amanda's. I'm gonna fix up those bikes. Stopped at the bike chain hoping to get some cheaper inner tubes, but they were not open. I guess it just continues to be. Anytime I need to stop in at the bike chain, they're closed or they're too busy. So just went into the Canadian Tire and just kind of looking at the stuff. I always think about getting just some dedicated Allen keys, but I don't. And yeah, got some inner tubes. Went with the Ralph ones. And yeah, that was like $65. And I also looked for a 14mm box wrench here, which the only one that they had as like a individual wrench was like had a ratcheting mechanism thing in it, which is maybe good, but it was $28, and I'm not spending that on one wrench. Oh yeah, unicycle guy there. It's unicycle weather. Yeah. Supposed to be a crazy weekend, as the Gardner is going to be closed for Bike for Brain Health tomorrow, and the GO trains are closed along the lakeshore or something. I don't know. DVP also closed. Maybe that's just a Sunday thing. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't really affect me. I just ride a bike everywhere if I can. So yeah, looking at Amanda's bike stuff. The bike trailer, completely empty of air. All these bike wheels are empty of air. Went up and hung out with them for a little bit, and then we came down to take the bikes out, and I'm gonna work on them in the park, and they're getting hyped for bike stuff. Yeah, River, he actually was like kind of cruising around on one of the kids' bikes. So that's cool. He's like actually big enough for that blue one now, so maybe he can learn to ride it. But I was trying to focus on getting this all together nicely, which did take a while. It's kind of finicky. It's got like the keyed washer bit that has to go in a specific spot, and I probably did this years ago, messing with this bike brake. I put this like nut on this bolt, and now it can't come undone, and I can't properly adjust the brake, so I don't know. It does work. It stops. It just feels really squishy and like not great, but it is what it is. Until I might have to just clip that off and then figure out a different way to get that to work, but for now it's fine. I also cut off the old handlebar grips and put on some fresh ones. I bought these like years ago and just never got around to putting them back on. So the blue bike is pretty good. It's got brakes that do work, wheels spinning, and all in all, feels alright. Pretty stiff bike, these steel frame bikes. So yeah, locked that up, went back in to see what they're doing. Amanda came in earlier and was making dinner, and these boys, they just want to game out, playing Smash Brothers. They're allowed to play Smash Bros now. Sometimes. They ate a big salad. That was pretty tasty. And yeah, I wanted to finish all the bikes that I could reasonably finish, so did go back down and worked on this black frame bike. Looked like it had a folded inner tube in there, and so that's not great for the front wheel. And I repacked that. Look at how clean that is. yeah. I looked online because they didn't have a 27-inch inner tube, but apparently 700C is like the same thing as 27-inch. So glad that worked out. And then this tube, this is the one that I popped last time years ago when I was working on these bikes. I inflated it, and this is kind of why I was like, we just need new inner tubes for everything, because these bikes were old, like from the trash basically, so who knows how old the inner tubes were before we got them, and it's been years since, so I was just like, you know, let's try to get them to be reliable enough to hold air kind of thing. And yeah, Holden's bike, the Super Cycle. This is a bike that just like after a month lost all of its air in the tubes. I figured since I'm down here, might as well pump them up in case, you know, it is summer, maybe he's back in town. I don't really know what Holden's deal is, but all the bikes have air in them and are rideable right now, so that's good. Anyways, I returned Amanda's keys and now I'm heading out. It's gotten a little bit darker. Looks like there's stuff going on at one of the buildings nearby. I guess that's just classic summertime stuff going on. Feel a little bit bare right now because I'm just wearing a shirt. I don't have my high-vis jacket or anything, so I'm like, I'm gonna be like all these other people biking around in the dark. I mean, I have my lights and stuff. It's just not quite the same.